Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rachal Kudash. The blessings to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. This week's topic, we're going to be going into a time of war. And that's what the time we're in. We're in a constant state of war. Well, when has America not been in war, right? But you see what's going on over there in the conflict in the Middle East, all right, which is gearing up for World War III, all right. You see the skirmishes and division here in America, which is leading to civil war, civil unrest. So the spirit of war is in the air. Now this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and I'm going to read 1. Start at 1 and jump to 8, Lord willing. It says, to everything there's a season, right? So everything has its hold on, let me read it slowly. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven, right? So there's a time and place, all right, in everything, all right, for particular prophecies. It's written in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter, I believe, where it says speaks about he does everything in measure and nothing is accomplished till set measure is fulfilled. So each prophecy has to take place in its time, right? We can't be in a time of civil unrest in America, World War III, all right, before slavery, okay? So each prophecy has its time. Now this is the time that we're in, all right, of World War III, all right? Jumping down to verse 8, it says a time to love and a time to hate. Yeah, so the Heavenly Father deals with hate. You see, the people in the world, all right, they don't understand balance. They think the Most High just has to be love and peace, and Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai deals with balance, all right? There's a scale, and he's sprinkling balance in good and evil on both sides. A balance of good and evil on both sides. A battle of love and hate on both sides, okay? We're not now in the time of love. The time of love, all right, coming from the Lord and loving in each other as one, all right, is going to be in the kingdom, because you got like these camps, like they say, let's come together despite what you believe. We're not in that time yet, all right? We're not in that time right now. This is a time of division, time of war, all right? When Yahushua comes back in the midst of World War III to turn this place right side up. When I say this place, I'm talking about this world, this current rulership right side up, because everything is upside down. The outcome of that is going to be peace and love. Okay, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Okay, so Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai musters the host of the battle. All right, so the Lord is why a lot of this shit that we see before is going on. All right, stirring up beef between these different nations and have them coming up with their own currency like BRICS or what have you. All right, Edomites, so-called white people, not trusting their own government and not trusting other Edomites. That's going to lead to that civil war. That's all Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai behind that. Scriptures in Exodus chapter 15 and 3 states, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is a man of war. Okay, the Lord, as it says in the Apocrypha, he does things in twos, and one is set against the other. That's war, my friend. That's war. This is the book of Joel chapter 3 verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the other nations, prepare war. Right, prepare war. It says, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And what's so different with World War III is during World War I, they didn't have the capability. It wasn't a super level playing field, but it was, you have powerful nations. But World War II, when they dropped Fat Man and Little Boy on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the whole world trembled at the United States. All right, like, damn, this is that atomic power. So they had it. Like if this was Game of Thrones, they had dragons. We don't got dragons. They changed the whole battlefield, but now everybody got dragons, or everybody got nukes. And when I say everybody, I mean you might not have it, but guess what? You're entangled with a nation that does. So this war is going to be the war to end all wars. It says, beat your plowshares, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Now, plowshares and pruning hooks are, instruments of agriculture. So it says, you know what? Look, all that contract and investment you're doing in grain and corn, and fuck all that. Put all your investments right now into missiles, different warlike instruments. Okay, beef up your military set. Make contracts with those have huge military. You got Turkey, they try to sweep up them S-400, S-300s, and Turkey playing both sides. They want S-300s and they want F-22 Raptors, or F-35s, F-18s and all that, man. So these nations are gearing up. It says, prepare war, I'm sorry, verse 10. It says, and you're pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong, right? The weak represents the other nations who once were weak, like I just mentioned earlier, all right, because they didn't have nuclear capabilities, but now they're strong, all right? Russia has now become a guard, as the scripture says in the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, a guard onto many of these Middle East nations and African nations, all right? Because they're a superpower with a lot of fucking missiles, all right? It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, the angels. Let the heathen be awakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which is the Most High's decision or judgment, right? And the Most High's decision, the Most High's decision, which the Most High's decision is judgment. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's over there in the Middle East, okay? That's where World War III is going to take place, okay? That's where it's going to kick. The book of Revelations 9 and 12 reads, it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. Again, that's World War III. World War I is past, but you got World War II and III that has to take place. Even in the Illuminati manuscripts they got, 1776, they speak about a great third world war between Christians and Muslims, or Muslims and Jews, something to that effect. But that's accurate, man. That's going to take place in the Middle East. Some so-called Jews, Amalek, all right, are going to draw these other nations into the midst of the battle, because they're trying to find peace and rule over there. But what they don't understand is there'll never be peace in the Middle East. As Abnal the Gesser said, okay, I struggle with his name, I'm sorry, but President of Egypt in 1952 said, look, there'll never be peace in the land of Israel, because the Jews left black and came back white, because they know who the real Jews are. The Negroes here in America, y'all not the real Jews, man, okay? So that's how come that land is going to constantly reject them. That's how come they're going to be in a constant state of war, and they're proud and arrogant, because they're backed by, one of the most powerful military in the world, the United States, all right? That's going to lead other nations to unite and, be on the side of Russia. And it's coming World War III. And Einstein said, look, man, the next war, after the next war, people are going to be fighting with sticks and stones. In other words, after that nuclear destruction, it's going to be a completely different world. And it's true, all right? We're going to go back to the ancient world, all right? Ancient type stuff. After this heat purges this place, things are going to slow back down. No more bullshit. Jeremiah 51:11 reads, it says, make bright the arrows. Right, now what arrows is it talking about? It's talking about the missiles, man, all right? The hypernym for arrow is missile. In fact, when you watch the movie 300, they shot all them arrows. The man said, look, our arrows are going to blot out the sun, because there was so many arrows. And he said, okay, well, we're going to fight in the shade. But, that's what it looked like. You saw a bunch of arrows being shot, and it just looked like it blots out the shade. It was just so much arrows. But these arrows are going to be bright, meaning that's what the missiles look like with the jet propulsion behind them, okay? So it says, make bright the arrows, turn them keys, ignite them missiles, man. Gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon. The Medes are talking about the Russians, all right? Babylon is talking about America, a land of confusion, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple, right? And the Most High has to take out vengeance on America for all the rape, robbery, murders, and atrocities that is done to the apple of the Lord's eye, which is his people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. A lot of bloodshed, a lot of ill-gotten gains, a lot of corruption is taking place in America, and the Lord, and wickedness. And this place has been like the captain of pushing wickedness out in the world. through its democracy and liberalism and feminism and all types of isms, all right, that cause schisms in the flesh, man. So the Most High is going to take vengeance upon this place, all right? World War III is around the corner, man. And look, the only way to get out of this World War III situation is to be beamed up in them chariots. You can't take a plane out of here. You know, when the missiles hit, there's an EMP attack. And also, too, you could think you're going to escape America, but guess what? America's also going to shoot off their missiles and hit certain parts of the world. All right? So, if you're not slated to be of the Lord's elect, then there's no making it. That's how come we're striving our best to do the things that the hopeful elect will do. Because we understand through faith, all right, that's the only way you're going to get delivered out of this coming destruction, all right? And that's through deliverance of the hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Now, reading on, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, right? And that's how them ancient world wars used to be. Ah, arrows, arrows, what? Arrows. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, there was the thing with war back then, it was just a lot more honor to it and glory, you know, like kind of like a glorious thing to, you know, go out on your shield and battle. You know, people had to consider the cost a lot more with battle, because in the ancient world, your king would go right in the battlefield with you to war. So when men usually got older and see the cost of what it is to go to war, you know, they'll try to be more diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? There was the young kids the young kings who wanted something to prove or to prove somebody, you know, they're kind of young warriors, they were more hesitant to go to war. But the older people that were seasoned, they were like, no, you know, let's count the battle, you know, the cost of this thing is heavy. Now, your king don't have to, the president don't have to be on the battlefield. These wars today, they fought on some pussy shit. It's all from a distance and dropping drones and you know, it took all the fun out of it. You know, all the, you know, the real manliness out of war now. It's just become some faggot shit, you know? It says, for every, yeah, so that's how them ancient world battles were fought, all right? It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning fuel of fire, right? So this coming war is not going to be like them ancient world wars, all right? This coming war is going to be missiles, nuclear destruction, all right? Turning people to vapor and dust on an instant, all right? Because there's no, let's meet up at this field, you gather your men, I gather my men. This technology is going way too advanced for shit like that. Wars don't go down like that no more, all right? So that's what it's talking about. It's talking about World War III, the war to end all wars. And we're praying that happens soon, man, all right? Because, you know, that's our ticket out of here. Once the chip gets mandated, World War III, and then we're home, Lord willing, very soon. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashim Yahushua, Ba'Hashim Rachakodash, the belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.